Well, I told y'all I'd try to keep this train going, so here's what we were looking at last time. It is an obvious fake leak of Pokemon Legends Z8, but I guess it's inspiring. You got a screenshot of the Prism Tower with saturated graphics, unlike Scarlet and Violet and Legends Arceus, and then a screenshot of a train station, which of course would be in Lumiose, the Lumiose station, which brings up some interesting ideas, like the ghost girl that you meet in Lumiose, which is a whole other discussion for something that could be addressed in this game. People relate something you see in Lumiose station, which is some message saying, hey, let's meet at the usual spot. People try to draw the strings and connections and relate this to the ghost girl. So you never know. Maybe in this game, we see the other side of this message, if it really was there for 200 years, if you could say that. And maybe you might even see the ghost girl while she was alive and what the deal with the really is. At the end of the day, the ghost girl is not explained. She says, you're not the one. People had theories that maybe you have to have the exact gamer ID, and it was some Undertale mystery that when the right person who owns a game goes into Lumiose and meets her, that something special would happen. This 1 out of 100,000 person obviously has nothing to do with the fake leak here, so it's actually something that could happen. How interested are you in the ghost girl? Be interested about something, okay? Be interested about this logo. You like that logo? 7 months of that logo? Shut up, you like the logo. All right, this is really where we left off with. Apparently Pocket Oko here knows everything about the games, and he's gonna give it to us because he's so nice. He's such a nice person. Not gonna get locked up for 20 years and ruin his whole life just to entertain some 10-year-olds on the internet. I'm telling you right now, if I was ever approached and I had some inside information, you ain't never hearing that from me. In fact, I'll start making theory videos to throw you guys off from that, so you'll never... I ain't going to jail over that. Imagine going to jail because you leaked Incineroar. You know someone went to jail. Remember those 3 starters that were leaked? Someone is in jail because of that. Hey, what were you in for? 3 murders? What about you? Incineroar. Some information I have. So they're saying the first thing it said is that this is the first game in which the opponent chooses the starter first. The more I thought about this, it's a fun thing. But as I said in the last video, Pokemon is not courageous of their cookie cutters. They ain't gonna do that. The only way something like this could happen is if there are 4 starters in a Pokemon game. So if there was a fire, water, grass, and electric starter. So an electric line that had 3 Pokemon. So imagine like Charizard, Venus, or Blastoise, there was actually an electric one. And that's the one the rival chooses always. And that's the only way something like this could work. And you know what? That one, I imagine it fits under their cookie cutter formula. They could do something like that. But again, you know, this is fake, right? I'm just trying to pick up the pieces. All right, it is not confirmed in the game, but by design of the environment, we can confirm that it is as close as possible to the Parisian aesthetic of the 70s. If you're curious what that looks like, wait till you see this. Yeah, so this is pretty much what they're talking about. This is what it's gonna look like. I think they mean the architecture. Remember the Hosman renovation? This is what some of the architecture look like there. Why am I saying I think they mean? We know it's fake. Whatever, let it live and let speculate. Stuff like this would be very fun. Poly had some Spain architecture, which was a lot of fun. And me personally, I like the olden style of how things used to look. They would really adapt these designs in those games, fake leak or not. You know, wait, aren't they saying what's obvious? The 3 starters are Snivy, Litten, and Piplup. Generally what I think too, except Torchic instead of Litten. This is where we left off. The game begins in the gardens of the Pokemon Laboratory when the protagonist is called by Professor Bouvier. We have a female rival. There is no male. Her name is Chloe, and she is a famous young model. Oh, and then he dropped a screenshot. Thanks for taking one for the team, bro. What is it now? I guess it's like some logo, some crystal crap that has to do with that time period. That would be something interesting. Life energy would be all over the region. We see it in the form of megastones. It'd be cool if we got these crystal clumps filled with life energy. Remember my theory about there being a pre-stage to megastones where they're empty and then you instill something onto it? and it becomes a Charizardite. Like if you have a Charizard on your team and bond closely with the empty stone, that could work for what the empty stone could be. It's actually in the shape of this crystal. You travel with it alongside your partner Pokemon for a while. The crystal shatters after a while. You get your Mega Stone. I'm doing my best. Is it related to the Yancy? Pocket Oku replies with, I ain't gonna say anything, but look at this screenshot. So yeah, they obviously put this first image to be a layup in case anyone asked about the Sundial or the Yancy, to put this image. Hey, listen, fake leak or not, this is something that has a high likelihood of being addressed in this game, just what the Sundial is. And if you talk to an NPC, they also say there's like a freaking moon dial. We can get all this. So about the female rival, I would like it. Facts about the first trailer. We will only be able to play in Luminose City. But this city looks huge compared to X and Y. Many more streets, guys. Entrances, places, bridges, and what looks like tunnels. You don't know, bro? You know Professor Bouvier calls you. You don't know what that is? This one is a given, fake leak or not. I've speculated about this a lot too. They would have to expand Lumiose to be much larger in scale. I think it'd be a nice change if instead of it being called Route 1, 2, and all, it's like Street 1, Street 2. Okay. So you don't like me smiling. We see the female protagonist choose her starter in the laboratory garden. Also, when Professor Bouvier called me, so they're saying you could pick a male or female, but your rival is always a female. Yeah, I don't dislike that. They both look like descendants of Dexio and Sina. I think you mean ancestors, but yeah. You better not be spinning some this game takes place in the future crap. Also, hold up. Are Dexio and Sina brother, sister? I thought they had a thing going on. They better not have the same ancestor. I mean, that's what you want. Professor Bouvier is very similar to Lysander, but with short hair and freckles. What is Bouvier? Bouvier. Stop. I'm trying to figure something. A large, powerful dog? So Lysander is a flower, and his ancestor name is gonna be a dog. I don't know, Pokemon, they're gonna run out of flowers, obviously, but you know, Lily, Xenia, all of these have continued to be flowers again and again. They're kind of moving away. Carmine is what? A literal color. So maybe we get to X and Y ancestor times, and now everyone has dog names. Does it mean anything else? It originates from the French meaning cowherd. And cowherd, if you go... I cannot follow this rabbit hole. I don't want to follow this. I'll take it. Honestly, Briar with the short hair is growing on me. I'll take more short-haired characters. Wait a sec. You look like Lysander, but with short hair. Don't even set me up for... The game does not appear to be running on Switch. A big graphical change from previous installments. What does it run on then? I guess they're implying it's the new Switch, the Switch Pro. Which, didn't they shadow drop that there's a Switch Pro? Yeah, it is right here. This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We'll make an announcement about the successor of the Nintendo Switch. We knew it was coming, but we finally heard it from the cow herd's mouth. The Pokemon seed in the trailer are, you don't have to drop these. But sure. Oh, shoot! Snivy, Litten, Piplup, alternate Fido! That's a good one. I'll give you that. Fido looks like a pastry French crap. Why did they die and no longer exist in Kalos? Who ate them? Make them edible. Make them grass types. I guess you could eat a fairy. Yeah. Fledgling, Toxtricity, many others. An alternate Flygon? That's beautiful. I like the look of that. And then an alternate Carbink, which is interesting. An alternate in the region it already belongs to. I don't hate that. It'd be nice if there was maybe like a emerald-looking Carbink or something. An equal counterpart to the blue ones, and Diance's actually the princess of all of them. And these green ones are maybe in a special cave that's only known back in these Kalos days. Technically would exist in the modern games, but you don't see it. And then an alternate armor Cerulege. I like that. We've speculated so much about different armor you could give to the pre-evolution because all the evolutions are that baby boy wearing different armor and like taking in its will. The evil will of the ghost armor, the malevolent will of the psychic armor. You can make as many as you want. Let's keep going. Scrolling down. This courageous boy. Why is there a watermark on this, bro? All you did was put stars in the background. But I guess they're implying this is like the starter screen. Or like after you see the opening cutscene, Pokemon ZA. Wouldn't that be fun? If instead of... Wouldn't it be fun if, unlike in Legends Arceus, where you just start with Arceus already pretty much having sent you back in time, if there was an opening cutscene, well, let's just pretend you're being sent back in time again. I would hope not. But where you're in the modern day, and you get to see how it plays out that you're sent back in time, and then it shows you this logo, and you play the game in this time period. I'll give Pokemon a possibility that they'll do that. Again, they're cookie cutter centered, but this one's kind of in the range. Let's see what they got next. Ooh, a screenshot. This looks beautiful. So they've made it look a lot like Legends Arceus, of course. This is really nice. I like seeing the buildings in the background. I don't know what's wrong with that policeman. I like how saturated the graphics are here. What is this? If you hold the R button, it records? They've made it look like it was captured offhand off a Switch or a Switch Pro. Hey, I do not hate that. It is an alleyway screenshot. How rugged looking. All the neon lights, vending machines, a Spheo vending machine, Pokemon hanging out in the alleyways. Yeah, I better get mugged. I would love to be mugged in a Pokemon game. Incredible. There's a very different vibe you can bring out in these games of the city life. And the last screenshot is Professor Bouvier. I guess it's a girl. The way she dressed, I can't imagine. You go to the head and it's Lysander, but with short hair. But I guess you're having a picnic with her and picking your starter. I don't want to look at this post anymore. That's your daily dose of Legends EA for the day. Come back whenever next, and let's see if I find something else interesting to talk about.